welcome back to CorasTruth, where
Hey
this
y'all.
is a safe place to
Hey.
I wasn't gonna start over, but we just gonna roll.
Hey
Welcome to
y'all.
CorasTruth, where this is a safe place to accept your
Safe
truth
place.
to change your future. I am your host, Arlise, and I have my husband here, Christopher.
Hey y'all. Hey, it's CorasTruth.
Before we get started, if you go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, because I do talk back, we would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. Share with anyone that you think CorasTruth may be for. So we'll go ahead and get started. I don't want to hold you up this lovely Sunday evening. Chris is not aware of our topic today, but it's something that I've been thinking about. Was thinking about something to talk about today, and this week sometimes through marriage we try to assume what the other person wants, and try to look at their pattern and figure out what they want, when all we have to do is communicate. Just talk it out. So I was thinking, in no marriage is perfect. Everybody goes through their hills and valleys and mountains, highs and lows. So I was thinking about, how can I help to make our marriage better? Because the change starts in you. So what you do
Within.
right within you, and then your actions will reflect the changes that are happening in you. So I was thinking this week, what could I do to reflect what's going on inside of me, and it reflected our marriage? And that's when it hit me. Sometimes you just need to talk to your husband and see what he's wanting, because I may think that he may want
chicken when I really want ribs.
Right. And had I communicated that, I wouldn't have spent the money and wasted time and energy to go get the chicken when he wanted ribs. Love the symbolism. So I said, let me ask my husband. And we would do this on the video. So with that said, what are some things that you would like to see me do to help in the marriage?
A more subtle touch in how I give it to you. Because sometimes I could ask for, I could ask a simple question. I might know the answer, but it's still just trying to get your response back, but in a sense of compassion, but in a sense of understanding and willing to receive it the way I give it to you. But not, if I come to you humble, that don't mean come to me like a lion in the jungle. That means come to me like, okay, well, he's in a humble state. It's about reading body language and the mood. It's not reading your mind in so much. It's like, okay, just go figure. I'm just getting off work, tired. I'm laying on the couch, and you ask me something, and I'm like, well, I worked all day. Can't you get it? You know what I'm saying? Or something of that nature. And it's not to be rude or to be, one-sided. Just like today, you asked me, you know what I'm saying? I was telling you something, and I was telling you what I wanted to do. But it was the approach that I was giving it to you. It was almost as if I was trying to be humble, but let you be understood that this is what I'm doing. Don't try to add on to it to appease, the situation. Like you said, you know what I'm saying? Just speak to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I'm speaking to you. Well, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And that don't mean, well, are you going to go squeeze in and get some trash bags while you out there? You're like, hold up. I already got what I got planned going on. So it's an understanding state of, okay, you see and you know what I said I was going to do. So if towards the end of that, you be like, hey, babe, do you feel like going to grab some trash bags when you're finished? I know you're doing something, but when you're finished, could you grab some trash bags if you feel like it? If not, we got a few more to last us to tomorrow. I know you're going to pass the store when you leave work. Do you mind grabbing them then?
So you're saying it's my the way I say things, like I guess it come off harsh or it comes off direct. That's the word.
Yeah, I mean, and I
soften it up.
Soften it up, but in a sense, I'm not saying be soft. You know what I'm saying? Because even in the beginning, you know, you were coming at me. It was like, you so hard, or you so this, you so that, and I'm like, okay, if I would turn into a marshmallow while I'm married to a
tread lightly.
A lead mine, I should say, you know what I'm saying, like you know, one of them. If you walking and you step on a bomb and boom, it's done. You know. I don't want to be feeling like I gotta be stepping on eggshells before I say what I gotta say, because I'm already thinking about and knowing what and within myself what I have to do. But I don't want you to be like, well, you know, we supposed to be doing this today. Like, okay, yeah, but you knew what we had planned throughout this whole month of what we're doing.
So what you're saying is my reaction to
gives me a counter reaction to your response.
So that's why you saying that you feel like this morning you was like, I want to do, and I'm like, just say what you want to do.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, because for one, it's coming off as, I understand you want me to be direct, and that's some of the things that I have to work on, because
don't tiptoe. Listen, that's what it is. You were like tiptoeing on what you want to do.
It wasn't tiptoeing. I knew what I wanted to do. It was just the approach of me giving it to you. So that's why I'm telling you, just like in my everyday life, you know what I'm saying? I go to people with a certain respect. Until you break that respect or that thing or that trust or that I should say that barrier. Once you cross that barrier, it's like, oh, okay, you're a little snobby, and then I do it again, and then you the same way. Oh yeah, that's your personality. So you know, I fall back from that, and you know, in a marriage, you know, sometimes we can get a little standoffish, and to the point where we don't want to be around each other. It's simple and easy. You know, sometimes you be to that point and then it's like you don't want to leave, and you don't want to leave to the extreme, to the fact of, you know, like, I'm out of this place. I'm out of this evil place, you know. So it's just like, let me calm myself, let me redirect myself and stay in my zone, in my own lane, in my zone. But still show you the respect and show you the queen you are. And I'm not talking about that queen bee. Maybe.
So I get it. Soften up.
To me, I'm not saying the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
to
what you're
me,
saying.
you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I have a mother. You have a mother. You have a father. I have a father somewhere in this world. But it's just the point of, it's different once you're married. Your spouse is supposed to be your best friend, someone you can talk to, someone easily talk to, because you have so many outside influences, negativities, and stuff like that, and that's the worst thing you want to do. That's the worst thing you want to do, is come home and you can't find peace where you lay your head. And that right there, what the Bible says, if a man can't get peace and he'd rather be on the rooftops with the chickens crowing or something like that, excuse me, Lord, I don't know exactly, but y'all know what I mean.
You would rather be on the rooftop than in the house with a nagging woman.
Right, that part, you know.
I think that's in Proverbs.
Somewhere we got to find that scripture.
But I'm not a nagger.
Nagger.
Shut up. Okay, so I get it. Come at you more lightly. So that goes to my first thing, is instead of tiptoeing around, just say what you gotta say. I understand the way you respond is because of how I respond. So my response needs to change so that your response gotta change.
Smart.
Get it, got it, good.
And with that goes a lot of things, because once it's not just a trust issue or a communication factor for you, but for me too, because in my eyes it's like, okay, you're becoming more trustworthiness, having that trustworthiness, because trust doesn't just go one way. You know what I'm saying? A man can mess up, yeah, he can mess up, but he still has to prove and show that, you know, he's still into his wife, he's still there for her, he's still, you know, there with her. But in the same sense, a man can't feel that trust back if the woman is always stuck in that, oh, I can't trust you ever again. If you can't trust me ever again, it's to the point like, man, what is the point of us being together? You know, and then that kind of pulls out a lot of things, because if we're still focusing on the trust issue, when you see things have changed, when you see things are not the same, to the fact of, oh yeah, that's not happening, or I don't see that, or, you know, let me check his phone now, let me see what I see. And then, you know, once you go to that point in that extreme and you see all the things
that's
that
an example, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So once you see those things, and you see that there's nothing to that factor happening until it's been brought to your broad attention, hey, I think we need to sit down and talk. Then I can understand that. If it's a constant hurt, you work on that hurt. You know what I'm saying? If it's not a constant hurt, you rebuild that trust and that issues, and you move on, so your focus can be on bettering the marriage in a whole. And it takes two people to do that. Just one person can't do that by themselves. So when we go through our little mishaps, or we've been through our little mishaps, you know, to the best of my ability, I'm becoming a better person than what I was, and a better husband in certain situations, because I know I'm not fully there. Is because kind of you're not fully there. You see what I'm saying? So once that pushes two negatives and you can't bring it to a positive, then we're just circling around.
I don't think it's necessarily a negative, because in order to fix something, you got to know the issue. And unfortunately, sometimes things happen where it pushes you to grow. So I don't look at it as a necessary negative thing. It just means, okay, this is the area that we need to grow. We're only less than 5 years into this, so we have a lot of growth to do within ourselves and within each other.
Right.
So, like I said, I don't look at it as a negative thing. It's just something that, you know, look, here's an issue, we need to fix it, so that we know that, okay, we can trust each other in this area. We know how one thinks in this area. So, you know, like, what is it, Amos 3, it says, how can two walk together unless they agree? We got to know that we going to agree, so we can walk hand in hand, and can't nothing come in and split us up, because we on one mindset.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? If you on one mindset, if, you know, the enemy sends something, or somebody come in with some BS, you can't break that, because we like, no,
I know my husband,
right,
I know my wife.
Right.
Which is understandable. So we got to be on one accord in this house. You know, God granted us this covenant together, and for it not to be broken, we have to abide by His rules and be obedient to His word. And the more we do that, the more that we'll see, and He'll give us wisdom on seeking out how to be better through Him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely believe that, and you know, I trust it in every situation. And every time, you know, something arises, don't look at it as a negative point too, depending on what it is, I would say. Because you could look at that, like you said, as a stepping stone or a building block that we could build to go better. And then you look at the aspects of what it was. If it's something, like you said a few weeks ago, it's something in that issue, it's something going on that's making an issue to the point where, you know, something is causing something, a void or a negative, you know, work on trying to fix out what it is. You see what I'm saying? So work on that area of where you at. So
okay, let's put it in reverse. Phone, cell phone. You said going through cell phone. I was like, wait a minute, because we passed that. Now let's touch on that, ladies.
I can remember you want to put the truth out there. Last week we went through that phone thing, but it was all good.
I did not go through your phone. I don't go. So let's touch on that, ladies, because
she went through my phone, y'all.
The devil is a lie. I don't know why you believe that, but let's touch on it. So,
but it didn't matter.
When we first got together, I was religiously going through his phone, and it was because of past hurt. You know, people had cheated on me time and time again, and it was like, I know he's gonna do it. You know how men go through their phone, they still in, they go through their phone, and they hold it a certain way because they don't want us to see it.
Women
And
do the same
I would go through his phone to see stuff. Now, when you go through a phone, you're going to find something, because it could be a simple conversation. It don't sound right, and now you question everything they do. And I'm the type of person. Thank you, Lord, the type of person that I will hold on to it. I wouldn't even let him know I went on the phone, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots. I'm going to figure out what's going on. And then, boom, I'm going to put it all on you. And when I put it all on you, that means I investigated and I got everything. And when I come to you, that means I know the answers. I'm just saying what you going to say. That was driving me crazy. I was becoming somebody I didn't like. So I had
somebody else made you become a person of that nature to make you a person.
And I allowed them
to
do that because I was driving me crazy trying to figure out something, trying to be investigator, Arlise, and that's not who I'm supposed to be. You should not have to do all of that in your relationship. So
relationship is different. Marriage is totally different, because looking at the fact then,
Well, we talking marriage and relationship because we have our viewers. Some are married, some are not. So we talking. And I did that in relationship, and I did it in my marriage. So I'm speaking on both sides. Whether you in relationship, marriage, booty call, whatever it is, you shouldn't do that because it drives you crazy. It drives you insane to the point where you're becoming, you start telling your stuff, you know, watch this, watch that, and you can't even be who you want to be because you're not trusting. And I couldn't continue doing that. And it was like, okay, Arlise, you either gonna trust or you not gonna trust. You gotta let that go. That's why I don't go through phones no more. Now, if you do something, I'm gonna ask you, let me see your phone. Now, it's up to you. In a marriage, I feel this is my marriage, the Johnsons. This is what we do. I'm not telling you what you do, but over here on the Johnsons, if I say, you know, if I feel like something ain't right, I'm gonna ask you. And if I feel like I want to see your phone, I'm gonna say, can I see your phone?
Which you have done.
I have done, and he's giving it to me to let me see. And I feel. And it goes both ways. You need to see my phone. It's open. We got codes on our phone, but we both know our codes on our phone. Matter of fact, well, I ain't gonna tell what the code is, but we both know the codes on our phone.
Hey, but about to give them the phone.
Right, about to talk about picking my phone and just go through it.
Man, now I really gotta change my code. Thank y'all.
But I think it's important because, you know, sometimes things go through our mind. You know, you think, I may think I'm less attractive, and, you know, my husband losing weight, he's fine, and, you know, people looking at him, and exes be trying to holler and stuff like that. Not that that's going on right now, I'm just giving an example.
I'm about to say.
But you start thinking like, okay, what's going on? Is he still attracted to me or whatever? So sometimes we, not the enemy, but we allow things to come in our mind. That's what I say we got to cast down vain imaginations. That's what the Bible tells us. So that we, you know, be like, okay, I trust him. I know he's not doing anything. If he is, God's not going to let me be deceived. He's going to reveal it to me. And at the time, if there is something going on, God will reveal that to you. But I feel in a marriage, it's our responsibility to make sure that we're trusting each other. It's our own responsibility to trust and to walk that out in your own process. But it's our responsibility. If he's feeling like maybe Arlise stepping out, it's my responsibility to be like, okay, what can I do so you don't feel this way?
Right.
That's the way the Johnsons feel. Am I correct, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, you're correct, Ms.
Okay.
Johnson.
You're welcome. So that's how we feel. And like I said, I'm not pushing that on anybody. I'm just telling you our experience and what we do here. So that's how we feel. That I just wanted to reverse and get back in that phone thing or whatever.
Feeling froggy?
I jumped. Okay.
Yeah, but that could be anything, though. From a phone to from a phone. I don't know nothing else. But you know, I mean, if it's other situations like that, then you know. I mean, just be front and up front with your spouse, with your husband, with your wife, with your friend, especially now these days. A lot of people I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are upfront, but they're upfront, and not to say to be sensitive, but they're upfront. They're so upfront that they I guess they don't matter what type of feet they step on, because some people don't have a filter. Some people don't have
You trying to say I don't have a filter?
a sensibility of concern or compassion.
We just
not
speaking in
saying,
general, or
just speaking in general. Might is hot over here tonight, boy.
I'm just making sure.
Good.
I do step on feet sometimes. I do.
Me, I'm always been an easygoing person. Laid back, always been trying to, take other people's feelings into consideration before I take mine. Just because I don't want to let the situation go beyond more than what I wanted to go. Because just like today, I was doing something, and I was at the grocery store and seen these boxes on the table. Everybody, if you shop at Aldi, then you know what I'm talking about. So the boxes were on the table, and I was like, oh, wow, great. You know what I'm saying? I had a few items. I'm like, hey, I'll take these boxes. No one else was around. I'm looking around. Hey, boxes or a box. A box is a box. So as soon as I finished packing all those groceries in that box, here come a guy. Hey, man, you took my boxes. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they were your boxes. Wasn't nobody around. So, you know what I'm saying? And it just made me be like, hey, I'm sorry. Here you go. You want your boxes back? No, I'm good. So after he packed all his stuff, he didn't even need the boxes in the first place. So I'm not saying that situation could have went more than what it was, but I'm just saying people just like to nitpick and be, a little bit more extra than needed. So, you know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. It was just like, hey, I apologize. I didn't mean to take your boxes. If you would like, I can go get you some more boxes. That's not being a little punk about it or something. We in the streets would say something else, but it's just being considerate. Now that I'm older, it's just the point of, you know what I'm saying, like the cost of life is doesn't even matter to some people. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that, not saying I'm scary, but I'm just more concerned and cautious to the fact of other things that are approaching this world, because a lot of people are lost, and I mean lost in the inside and the outside. So and I think God brought me a long way from the wisdom that He's given me, because I've been in some sticky situations, and I just thank God for His grace, So I look at that and I be like, hey, life is not promised. You never know. It may not even be your turn to go, but just know, you want to just be respectful, be cautious, be mindful. Mindful is the main thing, and just use the great discernment in your body that God gives.
Okay, Minister Johnson.
Church will be next Sunday at 10 a.m.
Minister Johnson is on here. Y'all better get this word. Y'all better get this word. Collection plate.
Cash out. Cash out, man. $, True Christoph. Birthday coming up. There's TRU.
Stop it. Because I can't stand when I see that on Facebook, these pastors with that.
I'm not ain't no pastor. I just need blessings.
God is good. He is so good to us.
We're going to put that in there.
No, we're not. We're not doing that.
Yeah, I want to bless me.
God don't, He said count the cost. He didn't say put your cash app up there because it's cost.
If you want to bless me, I'll leave it later.
Anyway. Yes. That was good. That was good.
So what question at hand reverse back to you?
One, I don't want you tiptoeing around me. I don't, with me being who I am, I don't need, I'm going to just say, I don't need you to be soft. I need you to be the man that you are, the man that I married, like that street.
Brody.
That street.
She catching on with the Brody now. It want to be Brody.
Yeah, I need that. What did I say? As long as you keep your hands to yourself.
Right. What did I say? No, I'm just joking.
But in that, I also need you to understand that, I'm a logical thinker. So you may see the, you hungry?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's hurry up. You may see the big picture, but I'm seeing the bits and pieces to get to that. So I'm like, okay, what's the plan? What's the, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that, God gives you the vision, but I'm your helpmate.
Right. But
that means I got to help you bring this vision to pass.
But you got to listen too. So sometimes God gives us a task at hand as a man that has to be followed out a certain way. So everything, yes, you are a helpmate, but you have to help in the mate of waiting to what the head says before you can execute a plan. It's just like when you're in the army and your general, the sergeant tells you, at ease. That means stop. You know what I'm saying? Until you get further directions or orders to go head and head, that means, hold off until everything else is needed. So in that case, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't react like that. You know what I'm saying? You've known that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always been kind of slow and thoughtful for a lot of things that I do, because it's been situations that we've been in that God has told me to wait, and we went on and did it. And, some of that, is because we moved without being told so. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to listen,
But in that, like, if God tells you to wait, then you need to say, babe, I feel like God is saying wait.
Yeah, and
then I can be like, okay.
Right.
But if we're not communicating that together, then, and I understand sometimes God gonna speak to you quickly and we gotta move quickly. I get that, because He does that to me too. Where I don't have time. I gotta hurry up and do something right now, and then I gotta tell you later. But if we have that time, babe, let me tell you, I feel like God is telling me this, or we should do this or whatever, and let's talk about it. So that way it's not tension among us. We know how each other feel about it, and it's not like he always down in my idea. No, he's not down in your idea. It's the fact of, God is telling him to do it this way.
Right.
That's why I think communication is a huge part of any relationship, because lack of communication creates confusion.
Right. And if you look at that, that's just like how in the Bible, when what is that? The Tower of Babylon was broken down.
We talked about that in church today.
And God came through and changed the what is it? Babylon.
Babel.
Well, either way, and God came through and changed the languages. If you look at that, you know what I'm saying, and that factor, as the enemy tries to come into our kingdom, which God has graced us with, and tries to switch out our communication with negativity and miscommunication, it kind of brings the downfall on us to our tower, and our kingdom is falling through. So we want to keep that up. So, what I'm saying, a lot of times we have to look at it and know that it's not always the enemy. It's us. Within.
It's us.
It's within.
Yeah, I think we blame the enemy on too much stuff, because I be like, I'm honest with myself. I know when Arlise get out of order, and I don't have a problem coming back, then say, babe, I was wrong, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
You said what?
When I don't have a problem coming back saying, babe, I was wrong, I'm sorry.
Say it again for the people in the back that didn't hear you. Because I didn't hear that. I'm lying. Sometimes she says, it. Oh, my eye itching. Your eye ever itch on camera? Oh, okay.
So we're coming up on our 30 minutes, and this has been helpful to us, at least to me. Take time, those that you're married to, in relationship with, friendships, whatever ship you're in, and communicate, to that person, because like I said earlier, you may think you're fixing something because that's how you want to fix it, and that person's not seeing it as being fixed. So communicate that and see what they're desiring, and y'all can work on that. I think that will help in any relationship so that there could be peace, joy, and no confusion.
Right.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Y'all have a happy Sunday. Thank you for listening to CorasTruth. We love you. God bless.
Oh, my Cash App.